Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video is requested by Aruli Pillai, and in this I'm going to be talking about promos in general that we've had, sort of what I think has been good and what I think has been bad, and which ones were my favourites so far this year, and also what ones I expect to see next. I've heard rumours that we're going to get, let me think, Piñatas again, and also possibly Wandering Horses promo again. We haven't had one of those in quite a while, so we'll see if that happens. But in terms of promos that we've had this year, I think we've had the Mias, we've had cards, we've had Piñatas, we've had the underwater excavations, we've had the summer rides, we've had then the legendary horses, which has brought in the lottery, more cards, the treasure hunt. I think if I had to say the one that I enjoyed the most, I quite enjoyed the Mias. I didn't mind the magic ride too much. I think the reason for that was because there was a certain amount of discovery in terms that you had to figure out which direction was best to go in, and things like that. But I think the maze was more fun in that sense because you had to try and work out which was the shortest route and which would, work out better, or maybe which route would work out better for gifts and things. So I think that was kind of fun. But I did use the spoiler maps that there was to make sure that I was getting the best route, so I wasn't just randomly guessing as I went along. I did have some kind of direction, whereas I think if you were using it without any kind of direction, I think there's a chance you could have got lost and hit a lot of dead ends and maybe wouldn't have enjoyed it so much. So it's kind of difficult, I think, in that sense, but I think overall I reasonably enjoyed the maze as a promo. Cards, the reason I want to talk about cards is because I really like card promos, because they're just straightforward, simple, yes, you get a lot of duplicates, and sometimes I'm like, because I hate getting a load of duplicates. Like, I think the last one that we had, I had like 7 duplicates for one particular card, and I didn't want to ever see that card ever again. But whenever we're doing the Rainbow Divines, and I do generally enjoy card promos though. I don't know why, I just kind of generally most of the time I do, so I suppose in that sense, they're just one of those things. They're straightforward, and yes, you'll get duplicates, but it usually has good prizes. I think it's the big thing. It usually has good prizes, and you can kind of get them for free, or you can get some for Equus. I think I like that aspect of it. Yes, you always have the card packs and different offers and stuff, so there is probably gonna have to spend passes to complete it unless you're like super lucky. But I think there's more chance of actually completing it than most other promos. So I think that's why I like the cards. But as I said, the bad aspect is sometimes how many duplicates you get, because sometimes you get so many duplicates and you're like tearing your hair out kind of thing. Yes, you can trade them, but you can only trade them once a day, and at the start you don't usually have enough cards to trade. So I suppose that can be a bit of a pain. The next thing being Piñatas. Piñatas I, in the past, didn't really bother with. I did try this year because we had, I can't remember which Rainbow Divine it was. I think it was the yellow one. We had the Piñatas for, and I reasonably enjoyed the Piñatas. I hate the waiting aspect of it and having to sometimes wake up really early to do clicks and things like that. So I think it's not always practical, and for some people with their work schedule or school or whatever, it's just like not reasonable at all. But in that sense, it does have some ups and downs to it, but I reasonably find that it's usually enjoyable enough. But it does come down to usually spending passes for completing it, because I've never completed one before this year. I'd never tried because I was just like, I can't be bothered with this. I'll just get as many things as I can, and then I'm not going to bother anymore. So I think I've only really had one experience of Piñatas properly, like getting to the end. So I suppose whenever I do another one, I maybe have a better sort of overall feeling about it. The underwater excavations, I hated that. I hated that something shocking, because it was just really, there was so much clicking, and then all of those objectives where you had to spend a pass, which were such a waste. Like, it was like, you find a moray ale, spend a pass, or on dehorn a unicorn. It was like, no, I don't want to do that. It was, and then there was so much clicking, and it was like over and over again. You're just like, please make this stop. So I think in terms of what underwater excavations, I did not really generally enjoy that. I just was like, please end this. The summer rides, and we also did have the magic rides around Christmas time. Those I didn't mind. I thought they were alright. I think it was, I suppose it was the aspect of, figuring out, actually spending time to figure out which was the quickest way to do things. I mean, yes, you had the bad side of it was you weren't guaranteed to get the right moves that you needed. And that could be frustrating at times, and you could be lucky or you could be really unlucky. You could have a good day, you could have a bad day. So it was like one of those, you could, one step forward and 3 steps back kind of thing. So I think it depended really on your own personal experience, I think, for that. But for me, I didn't mind it. And then for the legendary horses, Altair, I think that was actually reasonably enjoyable. Completing the puzzle pieces, then the fact that they extended the time so that we could complete the puzzle pieces. I like that, the fact that we actually had a chance of completing it by extending that for us. I think that was nice of them to do. The fact that I kind of had to open golden places to get the divine, I didn't really like that, but it worked out okay. I think it wasn't too much. I can't remember exactly how much it was. If I went back and looked at the video, I'd probably find out, but it didn't work out too many passes, I think. It was maybe 20. I don't think it was any more than that. As for Amira and the treasure hunt, absolutely detested. Which really sounds really horrible, but I'm probably going to rant a little bit about the treasure hunt. And the reason for this is, when it first started and we had the leaderboard, that you had the big chance of getting the Aphrodite's privilege, that was a real incentive to finish as fast as you could and click as quickly as you could, and the more timers you had, then the more chance you had in finishing it. So there was a real drive to keep getting the ability to do more and more times to try and get really fast times. But then what happened was they had to remove it because it was suspected that people were cheating, and when that happened, suddenly it was all about the points. And the thing was, the points were to get prizes, which were kind of meh. And I didn't think the prizes were that good. So it was I don't really want these prizes. I kind of just want to get the divine. So I focused on the clues. And it was so repetitive. After the 3rd scene, I remember doing the 4th and the 5th one, and I hated every second of it. I was I want this to be finished. I want this to be done. I am sick and tired of clicking stuff. And I didn't like it remotely. It just was so much clicking and so repetitive, and there was no other dimension to it. It was click, 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 and it was just too much. So I was so glad when that was done. I really was. I just didn't want to look at it again. So I have to say, if I had to right now say the promo that I've hated the most, it would be the treasure hunt. And the second one would be the underwater excavations. And it is partially due to the amount of repetitive clicking. But the treasure hunt had more repetitive clicking than the underwater excavations for me, so that's why it takes precedence over it. Then today, obviously, we've got the cards, and I reasonably like the cards, and I don't expect that I'm going to have really any massive complaint with this. It's, it's like every other card promo we've had. So, favourite promo is kind of a hard to pick one, but I do think I liked the lottery for Altair because I do remember getting quite a nice amount of stuff from that. So I think for that reason, it probably would be one of the better ones. I got quite a lot of harmony packs. I know that a lot of people got compensated stuff because it was broken and the highest thing you were getting was a harmony pack, so I ended up with lots of harmony packs, so that made me happy. I guess is the best way to put it. But that's my thoughts generally on the promos so far this year. So thank you to Aruli Pillai for requesting the video, and hope you have a lovely day.